There is a meta skill that will improve your quality of life more than any other achievement or self-improvement task. Now, I love self-improvement. Self-improvement has done wonders for me. Now, that said, there is a big downside to the self-improvement industry, and that is that it never ends. You never reach a point where you can say, all right, I'm developed. I have developed myself, and now I am good, and I am perfect. Now, this is not a problem if your journey of self-improvement is an enjoyable one. If you wake up and you're just excited and genuinely happy and joyful to go work on yourself and improve and build a business and do whatever you want. If you're coming from a place of genuine excitement and gratitude and love, that's totally fine. It's a good thing there's no end, because then there's just more excitement and more love, and that's a good thing. But if you are like me, you may have gotten into the self-improvement world by a feeling of lack or scarcity, of feeling like I need to do all these things because right now I'm not good enough. So I need to work on myself to fix myself and become better. And if you start with that kind of mindset, chances are you're going to hold on to that mindset throughout most of your journey. You're always going to feel like I am not enough and I need to do this thing and improve myself so that I am enough. But like we mentioned earlier, that never ends. So that can basically be eternal damnation that you are condemning yourself to if you're approaching the self-improvement with that mindset. Now, it can be easy to realize this and say, okay, I know that I am too hard on myself and I know that I'm putting all this pressure on myself. I'm going to try to fix it by the same approach of improve myself to not be so hard on myself. So I'm going to say, set aside 3 weeks where I'm going to not consume any content and I'm going to go on a pure fast of trying to improve myself and just sit and reflect and meditate and really feel and become more emotionally connected. And I'm just going to do all this. I'm going to lay out a whole plan, and this is how I'm going to fix this problem. Well, you might see the issue with that is that you're never really addressing the problem. You're still approaching the problem with the same mindset and the same proposed solution of more analysis, more fixing. The meta skill is actually the opposite of this. The meta skill is a pure acceptance of everything. It's an acceptance that I don't have to be perfect. I don't have to go do these things. I don't have to achieve X, Y, and Z. I don't have to sit and reflect and perfect myself and my mental skills and my self-awareness and all this stuff. I don't have to do that because I am already worthy of existing. You might not be aware that that is what is at the very core of what's driving your self-improvement, but there's a decent chance it is. I didn't think it was for me, but what do you know? Little assistance from some other people and a certain plant, and I am quite convinced that that is what was driving and has been driving and still does drive a lot of my drive. It's a lot of drive towards self-improvement. The entire obsession that I've had around self-improvement. Now, I don't think that I've approached it in a really unhealthy way. I've always been a very loving person towards myself, but there's still been this underlying feeling of unworthiness of, unless I do these things, I'm not going to be the happiest in my life or enjoy my life the most or get the most out of my life. Really, that's was the primary driver. I want to get the most out of life. So I need to develop myself to be able to receive it all. And there's definitely a lot of truth to that. And like I said earlier, I love self-development. I think it has, bar none, done me a tremendous amount of good. But if you're going to look at actual quality of life, after a certain point, and there's plenty of studies that have been done using money as the label on your level of self-improvement, once you're making $75,000 a year, there's really no incremental increase in your happiness. Below $75,000, if you're making $40,000 and then you make $50,000, there's actually a measurable increase in your happiness. And 50 to 75. But 75 and up doesn't really change your level of happiness. So if you're making $1 million and then you make $2 million, doesn't really change your life. What does change your life after you hit that baseline is really your acceptance and your presence of life, and your acceptance of what is, and your engagement with everything that is occurring by a second-to-second basis. This is why meditation is so powerful, and why I think meditation is actually arguably more effective at increasing your quality of life than achieving a lot of your goals. So while it may seem counterintuitive that in order to enjoy your life the most, you actually might not have to do any more, really it is the truth. The truth might be, if you're anyone like me that has been very driven, the path towards a better life might actually be to do nothing and to really become comfortable with not doing anything and trying to cut into that pressure that you put on yourself to do more, and just getting comfortable with not doing anything. Because when you can accept that, when you can become comfortable with not doing anything, that means that you are accepting exactly who you are and what you are right now. Now, this does not mean that you can never do anything again, but you have to be doing from the right mindset and the right approach. Before you really reach this level of acceptance of exactly who you are and a feeling of complete worthiness, you might be doing all of these things out of a scarcity approach of, if I don't do these things, then I'm not good enough. Contrast that to when you feel completely worthy already by yourself without having done anything, and then you decide to do something. You are doing that thing from an abundance mindset, from a place of love and joy and just pure excitement for the thing itself. And even if you were to look at this as a matter of pure performance, which one does better, which one accomplishes more in life and is more productive, the truth is that the latter is far more productive than the former, because the former is always struggling, always forcing themselves to do these things because they're saying, if I don't do this, then I'm not good enough, and it's just coming from this place of lack. Whereas the latter is just so excited and stoked to do what they just can't imagine not doing. So they're going to do that for 8 hours a day, 12 hours a day, every single day. And they're not going to get tired of it because they're just so stoked about it. Whereas the former is going to be burnt out after 5. So over 30 years, who's going to be more successful? Who's going to have accomplished more and contributed more to the world? It's going to be the latter person. And it's because they're doing something that is just easy for them and they love to do, and they're coming at it from a place of abundance. That is the power of reaching this state of equanimity and acceptance and peace in yourself, and then going on to do the thing that you genuinely want to do. These videos are one of the things that I genuinely want to do. I love doing these videos. I have a great time just sitting here talking to the camera just by myself. I don't even care. I'm also thinking about doing a podcast because I think that would be really fun, that I can invite someone else on and have a little more interaction with other people, which is probably healthy. But I love these videos. I could do these all day. I know a lot of people who couldn't, who speaking to the camera or public speaking or talking or anything like this, they would be burnt out immediately, or they don't want to do it. They're scared of it. But for me, it's a blast. This is easy for me, and I'm doing it not because anyone told me to do it, but because I genuinely want to. That's the meta skill. Acceptance, pure acceptance, and just embracing where you're at and who you are, and approaching everything you're doing from a place of equanimity and not needing to do it, but wanting to do it. So if you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up, leave a little comment, subscribe, do all the things, but don't turn on notifications. No. All right, everyone. Much love. Thanks for watching.